All right, everybody, welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be doing something a little different. So, I've got this program called MKSensation Xtreme. I will leave a link to this software in the description, but I'm just going to do a little review over it, go over a lot of the sounds, let you guys hear what it sounds like. And if you're somebody who's been interested in getting the program and you kind of just want, a little more in-depth tutorial of what you're really getting for your money, because it is not necessarily cheap depending on who's buying it. So that's what this video is about. I'm gonna just go through a little bit of the stuff here. So it's not really about me. That's why you just have a very small image of me down in the bottom right. This is about the software. So I bought the software. So when you first get the software, you download it and you open it up. Now this is the version 2.1.6. I'm sure there's content out there on other versions, so just be mindful. This is the latest version that is out at the time of me recording this video. So when you first open up the software, you're going to be just on a sign, right? So you're going to just be on a sign when you first open the software, but obviously that's not where you're going to stay. So what you're able to do is you have up top, you have all of these different libraries that you can get sounds from. And then down here, you have like another sound bank. It's really a lot in this software. I think it's really good. I think it's a really good value for what you spend. So I have not actually used MKSensations in a while, but when I do pull out MKSensations, what I do is, especially if you're playing in church like me, you're going to basically be looking at the factory content for the MKSensations X here, and you're going to be looking at this stuff up here, these EPs and stuff. So what you can do is, let's just start with going through some of the individual sounds. So if you're going and you're looking at all of the MKS sounds, I'll just let you guys hear the very first one that's in here, the MKS Piano 1A. And as you see, there's a lot of them in here. So if you're just coming out and you want to hear some of the MKS sounds, this is what some of them. Right, so that's the MKS one sound. Let's go to some of the acoustic pianos. So this is the C grand. Let me cut it up some. Just leave it at flat here. Let me just put that at 0. All right, so this is the C grand. I'm guessing that means concert grand. If I just had to assume what that meant, I would guess that means concert grand. And obviously, this is just stuff, just straight up, like no edits, no adjustments, no anything. This is straight out of the box, but you have a lot of customizations that you can do that'll really make this stuff pop. Like, this is a really good software. Like, if I had to go back in time and just have one software, you're starting out playing in church and you just have one software to kind of do everything, this is the software that I would get. You have a lot of controls in here and you have a lot of sounds, and a lot of good full sounds that pretty much come ready. Maybe you do a few adjustments on some of the amplifier stuff, but this stuff comes pretty loaded. Like, you can make this stuff sound really, really, really full. So let's go through some of the other sounds. So that's just the C grand. Let's check out the CXF3 grand. Right, so that's the CFX 3 grand, and you have a lot of sounds. Let's check out the upright piano. Pretty good sounding stuff. And mind you, there's a lot of customization that you can do. So you're the kind of person who likes to make a lot of tweaks, oh yeah, this stuff can really come alive. Let's check out some of the other stuff. So the power grand, I know people like the power grand. So that's the power grand. So what I'm going to do now is I'll let you guys hear a little bit of the individual sounds on the keyboards. Let's go to some of the strings. Man, these strings are really good. Now, if you're using these in church, they've got like an instant like attack and like there's no sustain on it. That can be easily fixed. You know, you just go into the settings and you just this is how you navigate through the sounds. Also, you know, you've got 8 different sounds here that you can put on one little section. You can layer all these 8 different sounds up, but all you got to do is just edit some of this amplifier stuff. So these are some of the strings. These are the anointed strings, man. This stuff is sweet. This is just one of the strings. Like I will admit, like, and I have Omnisphere, so like I can speak on good sounding strings, but these strings sound good. Like, especially if you're playing in church, like the strings are good. Like you get a software like this and you don't even need Omnisphere, to be honest with you. Like if you're playing in church, you have the really good pads. I'm going to show you guys later in the video some of the other pads. You got really good pads. The strings are really nice, really full. You got a lot of controls that you can do with them. Like, you really don't even need to go spend $400 on something like Omnisphere. You know, the pianos are pretty good. Like, if you spend, you know, $200 on the software, which is what I think it costs, like, you're set. You're locked in. Like, this stuff is really, it's a really good bargain for your money. So you got the strings. Let's go ahead and hit some of these other sounds. So you got the beauty strings. So let's see. So let's see what these sound like. Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, these are like the Hollywood strings straight out of Omnisphere. Like this stuff is good, man. This stuff's really good. And this software comes with a lot. I mean, now I will admit, if you're using this software on Ableton as like a plugin, it will use a lot of your CPU. I mean, I have an M3 Max chip. And, you know, Keyscape, Omnisphere, Ravenscroft, I have all those. Those maybe use maybe 5% of my CPU. If you pop in MKSensation's Xtreme, you're going to be up in the 20s. And that's with an M3 Max chip. So if you got an older laptop and it's not that powerful, I'm not going to lie. This software is probably not going to cut it for you because it takes a lot on your CPU. You got to have a pretty strong laptop if you want to be able to run this and it not use up all your CPU. So let me let you hear some of the pads. I'll let you hear a few of the strings. Let's hear the aqua pad. Let's see what it sounds like. Very, very, very interesting sound, huh? I'm gonna let you hear the bath. This is probably my favorite one. It's really, really nice. All right, let's hear the ensemble. And mind you, this is with like no customizations. Obviously, you do minor little tweaks in the amplifier, and this stuff really starts to come to life. Like, let's check out the warm pad. They got a lot of stuff. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go check out like the full like patches. So this right here, the sound one, this stuff, this is where you can just go through and select individual sounds. But if you want like the full banks, you're gonna go up here to the top, and this is where I usually go. So let's go to the gospel stacks. It's a lot of stuff. Let me let you hear this. So these are the MKS out of the box, and this is like a full set. Okay, let me unmute. So this red means that this stuff is muted. So if I unmute this stuff and I let you hear all of the MKS's at once. Okay, let's go hear another one. So you got the MKS out of the box. You got the MKS out of the box chorus. Real sweet. Man, this stuff's good, man. Like, if you're on a budget and you just want a one and done VST that's gonna give you everything you need to play in church, and you want to sound real full to be able to layer a lot of stuff that's pretty easy to control, man, this is what you want right here. This gospel musicians, MKSensation, Xtreme is fire. All right, now let's get to the real good stuff here. So this is when it really gets good. The MKSensation X, the gospel stacks, man, this is that stuff that you want. This when that stuff really start to come alive, where a lot of the church sounds, they come together and the patches start to get real full. So this is the atmosphere keys. So now you start to hear, a little pad, you start to hear a little strings. Right? Like, this stuff sounds good. Like, this stuff is sweet. And this is just one of the patches. Like, this is just one. There's like 20 of them in here, and they're all sweet. Let's go to the atmosphere. Let's go to the atmosphere keys too. Real sweet. Like, man, you pull this out, y'all doing like a old school song, man. This stuff gets you right. And with these in the gospel stacks, man, you don't have to really spend any time adjusting anything. Maybe just some of the pads and strings just to build up some of that sustain, so they don't just fade away instantly. But I mean, that takes 5 seconds. Like, this stuff is sweet, man. This software, it's really good. Like, if you want something sweet, man, this is really all you need right here. Like, I would definitely say it's worth the money. Let's check out the Be More Ballad. It's so many sounds in here. Like, I'm not even gonna go over like the bells and stuff like that, like the orchestra hits. There's a lot in this software. The only downfall is if your laptop weak. If your laptop weak, this software gonna be weak for you, because you ain't gonna be able to handle it. But if you got a pretty good laptop, you're gonna be all right, because I got an M3 Max chip, and this is using like 25% of my CPU in Ableton. So, like, you hear how nice that stuff is? Like, this is no edits. Like, I didn't do anything before the video to get any of these patches sounding sweet. Like, this is just straight up how it comes. Got the bell time bed. A lot of real nice EP stuff. If you're doing gospel stuff, this is really what you want. Now, if you're doing more CCM stuff, they got stuff for that too. They got, you got the big all by myself. You playing by yourself. It's sound pretty full to me, right? That's the big all by myself. Like I could sit here all day and go over all these sounds. Like, there's so many good sounds in here. Big worship session. This one's fire. Like, the EPs on this software are like so sweet. Like, the EPs and the bells and then the flute sound. Let me solo this flute. Let y'all hear this flute. Like, that's a really sweet flute. Blend that in there nicely with the other stuff. Like, man, this software is dope, man. How nice and full that is. Like, imagine just how much this could really come to life if you actually sat here and really edited some of this stuff. Oh man, this stuff gets good. Okay, you got the classic EP bed. Man, That's fire, man. This software is fire. Y'all gotta get this. If you want that one and done VST that's gonna have everything you need to play in church, this is what you want right here. All right, let's do the classic piano layer. Let's see what this sounds like. This has got the Power Grand 2. You can see the patches down here. Power Grand 2, TX A16, Singline SP Crystal, Warm Saw, and you know this will turn the patch on and off. This will mute it. This will solo it. Like, it's real cool. You got the volume, pan, gain, like. You got all these different controls. Like, man, this software is fire, man. And for the price, you're getting a lot. See how far that is? All right, let's see what else we got in here. You got That's That Sound. That's a lot of cool stuff. Let's do Flown in the Prophetic. Let's see what this one sounds like. How nice that is. You hear those strings? Man, this stuff is fresh out the box. It's fresh out the box. Sounding fire like this is no customizations. Imagine how much better this stuff could sound. And it already sounds good. Like, this is fresh out the box, man. This is what you want. MKSensation's Xtreme. Playing in church, man. Everything you need is right here. I'm not even gonna go over everything. There's so much stuff in this software that's really good. Like the strings are dope. The pads are dope. All right, let's hit something else. And we're not even halfway down here, and that's just on the gospel stacks. You still got the rest of these. You got all of these. You got the splits, the analogs and synths. I mean, you can save all this stuff here. I mean, you got all of this. Like, and they got an upright too. Now, I don't have an upright, but I'm sure it's pretty fire. So let's go back to the gospel stacks. So we're on Flowing in the Prophetic. I want you guys to hear the Judy MC's worship stack. Man, this one is fire. Let's see, what key we gonna go? Let's go B flat. Like, this stuff is fire. Like, you know how warm that is? Like a lot of songs would really benefit from a patch like this. That's super dope. All right, let's see what else we got. So you got the late night worship bell split. Like, that's fire. You got an upright in there too. Like, that's fire. The upright in there. Like, this stuff is fire, man. That's fire, man. There's so much you can do with this. Let's check out some more of these patches in here. You got the let's do the worship all day. Let's do the worship all day. This stuff is so fire. You got to worship all day. Like, it's some really nice stuff. And I'm not even going to go through all this stuff because I'd be here all day. But there's some really nice stuff in here. This is the worship skate. Like, this stuff's so cool. See, you got that nice, I think that's the aqua pad. Like, man, these pads are fire. Let me just let y'all hear one of the EP stacks. Let's do Jamal's EP bed. Let's see about the Jamal's EP bed. Like, that's such a cool sound. But that's gonna be it for this video. I don't want the video to be too long. I see I'm already creeping up on 20 minutes, but I just wanted to show you guys my take on MKSensation's Xtreme. If you got the money for it and you're looking for that one and done VST that'll that'll have all your pads, pianos, EPs, your strings, bells, flutes, orchestra hits, any of that stuff, and you want it all in one software, this is where I will go. MKSensations Xtreme by Gospel Musicians. Just make sure your laptop can handle it. All right, y'all. Thank you for stopping by.